we do have Serral, the GOAT himself. And in the bottom right, someone who has been kind of an up-and-comer for a long time. Then it got quiet around him. He played a lot of different games. Then he went back to StarCraft and he actually became better. Percival. Which is not something that happens to all of those people. By the way, what is Parting doing? Didn't he get employed by Streamer Zone as a player? And he didn't play any tournaments yet. So even though the rest of Streamer Zone is very active, like Gerald, Nightmare, who else do they have? They have a lot of SOS. Those are very active right now. They're participating in what they can, which is crazy to see that kind of Parting is not doing anything. They have a bunch of protos though, right? Yeah. Good proto space. Is Parting playing again now with the patch? I don't know. Serral going into the hatch first, and then pool at 16. Yep, that's number 16. I guess number 17 is gonna be the pool here. Plop it down. And he's gonna throw down a geyser now. On the other side, one Rex expand. So the bread and butter of this, kind of the raw bones of the game here. An instant reactor after the first Reaper. So he really wants to commit something different. Maybe some Hellions and then into a third command center. Maybe he wants to have a huge marine production. That's something that Jan would like to do. And there comes in the Reaper. Now Serral is someone who apparently says, alright, I can defend this with only drones. It's only one Reaper. Until my Lynx hatch, I can fend this off with drones. That's why I make such a late pool. And then the Queen pops. Like, that was so perfect, right? He chases the Reaper. Oh my god, he even gets it. It was so perfect, right? The Reaper goes like this all the way around. And then he is around here and the Queen pops at the moment and instantly throws darts at the guy. That only happens to the GOAT, right? I mean, what are the chances? Like, why would he go there? I mean, you chase him with the Lynx, okay. But why would you go there, of all places? It's so crazy, man. Serral is so good. And that's the thing, he does this kind of deliberately. It's the way he moves his Lynx. And the way he looks at things. And I think there's some luck involved as well, but these are so tiny things. It's so difficult to notice as well. And that is the reason why he got the Reaper kill, by the way. Because the Queen popped down there just in the moment when the Reaper was being chased by the Lynx to that exact position. Three barracks actually here. Three CCs and 3 barracks. This feels like a StarCraft Evo build, but yeah, of course you need to make the stim from the add-ons. No academy here. It's gonna be a double tech lab. That means we're gonna see that timing push. Oh, he just scouted the 3rd CC and then he pulls out, by the way. Yeah, RSL Evo edition when? Is there already a Evo edition that plays with the current worker start? I actually don't know. I need to get back onto Evo. I haven't watched like a newer one these days. Yeah, they're still using. No, even doesn't want to do that. That's kind of. I don't say it's a wasted opportunity, but that's gonna be an issue for Evo. I feel like they're kind of blocking themselves though from being as like staying S2, right? Because now it's like an old version of StarCraft 2 against a custom-made, balanced StarCraft 1 version. It's more and more difficult to justify their position and what they're advertised to do. Okay, 30C is gonna land here. And we do have the starport come in. So this will be a quick push here by our Terran player with probably 2 to 4 sorry, not Stargates, 2 to 4 medivacs. Only 2 with the double stim drop stuff, and then go across the map. 1-1 upgrades here, already halfway done for Serral. Meanwhile, the NG base are only finishing up here for Percival, so very nicely there for our Finnish goat. He's gonna open up these Zerg rocks here, because he doesn't like the timer, it's so long. Marines are moving across the map here, but this is more like a creep clearing group, and this will set up the push for later. Where are the medevacs? I'm speechless right now. Why did he move out without the medevacs? Why didn't he wait? What was the intention? He lost 20 Marines to 26 Lings. Serral was even more efficient in the minerals. It's like when you see 10 Zealots move out and get killed by 15 Zerglings in Bulgo or something. That's so terrible right now. That was the worst move that Percival could have done. Moving out without the medevacs. No escape. The Marines getting caught by a bunch of Lings, not even trading well. And the Lings now, they have 1-1. Instantly clicking that 2-2, banding speed on the way. Serral is so far ahead right now, it's insane, just from being a tiny bit greedy in the early game. And catching that Reaper, kind of a little bit too fast there. Nope, so this thing didn't leave any creep. That's good to know. I think it did get healed up though by the creep tumor, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's still a thing. Yeah, if the worker change is temporary, of course. That's the thing, that's also something I was like looking at, and but yeah, if you, it's tough also to say, okay, we do balance this right now like this, and then the workers do get reverted. I don't think it will be though. There's a Ling drop by the way here from Serral, man. He does these tactics, very nicely done. So he pulls again Percival's attention away. It isn't even supposed to do too much damage. This is a slow Overlord Ling drop, it's insane. It's just there as a diversion. It's a buy time mechanism here right now. Because he's gonna have the 2-2 finish up very soon. Probably before Percival is across the map. He's gonna make 2 more hatcheries in his main base with that boosted lava production. And he's gonna have so much production at home, so much lava available for him. Just shoot Lings at the opponent. He's gonna make a bunch of Banes right now as well. He still needs to get in position. There isn't too much creep protected in the base here in the south. And Percival is getting some nice tank positions as well here. Can he find some damage though? 2-2, 10 seconds away. Serral is throwing in a few units here. He's engaging before the 2-2, but he still gets a very good cleanup. Some units do escape in the medics though. Adrenaline on the way, Hive did finish up during the midst of this. And Serral's decided it's time to do something with all of these units because he has so much lava anyways. There's 10 lava, he isn't even injecting that much right now. He doesn't have an inject going on every base. I guess on most though. Yeah. 20 lava ready to reproduce here. Can Percival hold off the flood? He does have a 4-base setup. I wonder, the planetary is just being produced right now, it's not done yet. You do see a small group run in here. The tank is not going to be able to save that alone, and it won't be kept saved by the planter as well, so he's rotating some units over there right now. He did push back the left side. In the meantime, this right side is barely gonna hold here. This left side did get stabilized by these Marines, and Serral is just gonna push back. He didn't trade too much army against economy, but he definitely did trade a good portion of the army. So like all in all, he's still doing quite nicely here. In the meantime, he also killed 2 liberators somewhere around the map, probably with a spore crawler and stuff like that. So Spire on the way here. 3-3 upgrades so fast. That's crazy. When do you see a Zerg having 3-3 in a bio against Ling Bane game before the Terrans 3-3? Like, the Terrans 3-3 is gonna be half point, and then Zerg 3-3 is gonna be there already. That's so rare that you ever see that. Chitinous plating for Ultra is coming in as well here, so he's just getting all the tech right now. Should probably throw down a narrow hatchery, already beating me to it here. He's gonna take the top right. Might want to think a little bit on some more things. He's keeping his money so low, he's spending so much, every ounce he can right now. And the drop coming in again, dropping these last 3 links here. Again, tried to kill off a few SCVs, didn't really manage to do that. He does have overload speed now, so he can always make that move again, even though he did just lose that drop a lord. There's a group of Ling Bane here waiting on the left side. We do see Widow Mines now. Some nice dragging though, avoiding that damage. Serral has so many banelings right now. 41, and he's making 8 more. He's going up to 50. He's sitting at 90 drones. He's playing a high drone count with a high baneling count here. Stuff getting up, picked up in the medevacs. Bio is getting chased down here right now. Yeah, GG's called. Percival cannot find a footing in this game so far, and Serral was all over him. I think not even 3-3 did finish for Serral. Sorry, for Percival. Serral's did indeed. It was very well played by our Finnish god, the goat, the Finnish goat, the god, goat. Oh, very nicely done here. Up 1-0. Oh, no, I need to actually flip the sides. Ah, no. There you go. Okay. Now we got it done here. In the bottom right of Rorschach, we have Serral. In the bottom left, we've got Percival. Can he do something different than the last game? I didn't feel like he was getting any value in whatever he was trying. He just kept on staying alive for a while, I feel like is what you could call it. He didn't die to Serral. Immediately, at least. And he didn't really create any win conditions for himself, though. And he wasn't able to stifle Serral's growth at all. The harassment completely fell flat. He did try to move out a few times, but immediately got beaten back even half across the map already. So he wasn't able to deny much of the scouting, much of the creep. He wasn't able to kill many drones. And he wasn't really able to trade the army as efficient as he wants to. Everything working in favor of Serral, who is actually gonna go into a pool before hatchery this game. It's gonna be still that defensive one though, it's not the fast pool. But this will be one where you kind of just make the hatchery afterwards and then go into rather fast speed. But you're basically building up a faster queen count with this one. That's the idea. So you can push these Reapers out. It's pretty good against 2 ranks openings, for example. But this one is just a low ground wall. There's no second barracks. We will set up that command center first. And not even a Reaper. So this is a little bit of a W here for Percival. Even though not that big. But you could have gone for a hatchery first and it would have been fine in this one. The Marine is scouting so hard for the Overlord, and now he sees him. Like, oh, there he is. There he is, I can see him. Now he's gonna split the Marines. Of course, there's no links, so he's gonna be safe to do so. And maybe he can even catch this guy. I think Serral... Oh yeah, of course, there's the barracks. But in the end, Serral's name is a little bit too big and Percival is too scared to commit to the chase. We'll pull back the Marines. And there's a second barracks now. He actually tried to see if that wall is perfectly fine here. Put the Marine in. Try to push it through. Third barracks with this one. There's 3 racks follow up here to that fast command center. And we did see that in the first game as well. But that did not look great, especially the move out with the Marines. If he just doesn't do that, maybe he has a good timing window afterwards. Maybe he just waits for the medevacs and then does it. Even though you have excess Marines and you maybe not want to use all of them in that move out, it's still gonna be fine. You can preserve Marines. It's not the worst scaling unit at all. So if you can keep like 10 Marines safe or 15 Marines safe and you just drop 16, it's fine. If you just want to apply pressure, if your goal is just to deny some creep, it's okay. You don't need to have all of your Marines there if you cannot protect them. If you want to just be efficient, you can just preserve units. It's fine. Terran doesn't need to trade out early units. They scale well enough. Stim combat shields on the way here. This sort of stim, of course, is on the outside here because it is the fast upgrade. But combat shields, yeah, it's gonna be here on the inside. So if Serral would have decided to go for a big attack on this one, he could have picked stim off. Of course, you never know that as the Zerg. You just see the thing spin. And that's a nice move out here. 6 and 6 Marines going both directions there, trying to clear some of these links. You won't be able to fight the Overlord, I think. But yeah, so he's doing this actual move out, which I don't like. I like the first part where he just kind of split off the Marines and chased out the links. Now he again will go across the map. Gonna have stim, he's gonna have combat shields, and now he moves back. Okay, so this looks way better. He doesn't even commit to a scan, he just walks back. Can he get back though? It's a scary moment here, kind of. He needs to be able to salvage these Marines. It's one of these tactical move outs you see a lot in Brood War, where you have to force the Sunkens, right? As the Terran player in the TVZ matchup. And you just need to go across the map, you need to apply the pressure, and then they need to make the Sunkens. And that way you kill like 2 drones maybe, or 3 drones, right? Depending on how many Sunkens they make. And you just delay things a little bit. That's kind of what we saw there, but now he's again pushing in with the Marines. Can he get some workers killed off? If he kills this whole Marine line, that's actually decent. So even if he trades those Marines out, not too efficiently, it's gonna be still fine. He did get a decent trade anyways because he killed so many drones. Yeah, now I think on the retreat he will lose these. He was thinking like, oh, maybe if I kill all of the links, I can walk away from the queens, but there was more links coming behind that, so unfortunately he loses all of these units. But killing 8 drones, that's quite nice. It's at least okay. I still don't like the move at all, or like overall. 21 Marines for 8 drones and 35 links. But I guess Percival should probably be happy with what he did get done there. Even though the end didn't look that great. That's a very weak double drop, by the way. Missing a bunch of Marines here. Serral is just rotating his queens right now. He's working with the finally second Evo. He did only work on one upgrade with the first Evo. He did get carapace, but he already has +1. Nice cancel there here from Percival, and he did not lose any of the medevacs, which is key here. Man, that is such a good scout. He's even showing it to him. He's like, man, I know what you're doing. I exactly know what you're producing right now. I don't think he knows about this double engineering bay though. I can do a double check, but no, this is not in vision for Serral, so he actually does not know the pace of the game. Because that's always a big tell. If the Terran's on one engineering bay, he's gonna do a very fast and very big push. If he's on 2, he wants to scale a little bit better into the later stages of the mid-game here. That's a good counterattack though. 13 SCVs already dying before the fight is happening. Finally a tank setting up here on the high ground. Now the links do get pulled back, but you can kind of salvage a few of these units and maybe come back later for another attack or use them in this actual defense. Serral does have a lot of transfuse energy stacked up here, so these queens are gonna be very beefy, very healthy, and they will be able to fend off a few marines by themselves, no problem whatsoever. And we do see the attempted to engage there on the low ground, but man, this is actually very difficult here for Percival. It does have the high ground vision, and these tanks are shelling at the queens. A lot of damage is dealt. Now the banelings do roll in, the tanks are being retargeted, and they will get killed by lings and the queens here. Nice pick off by Serral, nice cleanup. And he immediately clicks that hive afterwards. Of course, +2 carapace is about to finish, so he wants to have that option as well to go into the +3. And he did finish a macro hatch and a hatchery here in the north. This was some mining denial by these liberators, not too many kills though, 1 on each. Fourth command center here from Percival, and the armory very late actually. So he did not get a timely mannered 2-2 upgrade going, and that means there's gonna be a big window for Serral where he's gonna have the +2 carapace, with there only being +1 weapon damage. The second wave is pushing out right now. Serral is gonna fight this with a bunch of links. I think he should really commit to this, but actually the upgrades are looking very good, so this is a difficult fight there for Percival. The better upgrades get on, or like the bigger the difference is between two players, the better AoE spells do generally get for the weaker version, not the weaker player, I guess, the weaker upgraded or less upgraded player. That's a nice starter step in here, and he will be able to pick up most of these units, quite nicely done. And on the top left side here of the map, these marines are still kind of fighting, hanging on here and fighting these links, and they did completely ruin the day of that counter attack. There's only a few links left over here. Overlord getting taken out here. So Percival is starting to mine from this half gold base. He actually mules all of the golds, it's kind of funny. Man, he's muling a bunch. He had so much energy stacked up, that was a lot. And he's also making 2 additional command centers, and he did drop 6 mules. That's 6 times 3. It's a lot of additional minerals that he will be gathering in the next minute. It's actually big income boost here right now. We're looking at 4.6k, almost 5k income here for Percival. If we can leverage that, that would be great. Oh, those medevacs are not able to fly into that zone, of course. Healing Shrine. A random turret is detouring these Vipers. That's a nice one. I really like this addition here to the field. And 2 Marines. With 1 medevac. Serral though is kind of growing very unchecked here in the north, but he's starting to be at a point where it's difficult to take more of the map. But you can always try to take the top left the Zerg, even though it is kind of almost, it should be impossible. You can just, I mean it's Serral, right? You can just try to do it, and maybe he can even hold it, maybe he can just extract some minerals or some value for that. Oh, we do see some nice diffusers here on these mines. But he doesn't really utilize that timing window. Oh my god. Like, maybe you can cancel a few of these bases. There's a fusion core. This is such a messy space here right now for Percival. He will lose the fusion core as well. You lose a reactor, you lose a few add-ons. You might lose a orbital command center. We do have a big fight going on here as well. A lot of Widow Mines did get a few good shots here. Wow, that was a big minefield. Another decent shot there on that Widow Mine. More and more units streaming in here from both players. Percival still kind of staging another attack. He has a planetary now very much forward. 2-2 did just finish up, so he's gonna have a good time right now fighting. Better than ever. And we do see another run in here in the north. But this north is not really getting broken. This side though, on the bottom right, it is under fire, and I think the planetary is gonna go down. So he will immediately place the remake command center over there, and I hope he's gonna make another planetary, because that looked like a scary position to push from. Honestly, like it's so close. It's kind of crazy how close it is. Raptors coming in now to chase down these medevacs and the liberators. The base did land, but it's not a planetary yet. The blinding cloud on top of the tank that's sieging up still. But this is not enough units here from Serral, but he does kill all of the air support units, so resetting that medevac count to literally 0, killing like 8 medevacs, that's very, very powerful right now for Serral. You only have one starport, and you want to make liberators because there's ultralisks coming, but you cannot really produce liberators because you need to make medevacs. Okay, so he has a second starport here, but he needs to get up that production ASAP. Oh, the mine unfortunately did not get a reload. One mine isn't burrowed. There's a few tanks here as well. This guy has 18 kills. And 28 on this dude, man. Percival is looking okay here for now. It's gonna be very tough to break him, and I'm not sure if Serral should keep on throwing units at this guy. He's still reducing the medevac count somewhat. Oh, come on, turn shoot us. Okay, so he doesn't let that medevac get away, but Percival is starting to look more and more well defended here behind these areas. This space is running dry like to a half point very fast though, because you mine more efficient from these patches. Nice fungal here on top of the marauders though, not really what you want to hit with the banes anyways. Not really getting the marine clusters yet. Nice splitting there by Percival. It's going to prevent the worst case scenario. And in the meantime, we do have the Corruptors pick off that command center. Unfortunately, there were no turrets down here. So the command center does die, even though like he doesn't even need to lift. He can just long distance mining like this. Sit down. Percival is getting pushed back quite a bit now. Ghosts did get nerfed. They are on 3 supply again, I think. They have a movement speed reduction, a lot of things. Their damage did get buffed. I guess the snipe ability did get a little bit buffed because it's not cancelable anymore by damage coming in. Oh, Infestors are here. This is so funny. Both players don't see each other, but they're so close to each other. Nice. Diffuse there on these mines again for Serral. And EMP is gonna miss these Infestors, unfortunately. No fungals, but super unkillable shrouds here. And we do see again the Corruptors here in the north. Man, can you please make 2 turrets? Percival, can you please make 2 turrets? You're not gonna save this one. He's gonna drain so much money right now. No, Ghost's coming in here though for the snipes. He drains so much money right now. And there's a big collapse here from Serral happening in the center. It's gonna come in. Again, and 1 HP Widowmine is gonna get another shot. Good on him. And of course the snipes, I think spells don't care about that shroud, so they will be able to deal damage through that, since they are abilities and not range attacks. So far this is just looking superb from Serral. He's actually mining now from his opponent's base here in the north. And he has no clue that this is happening. Even though Serral is trading worse, of course he's playing a Ling Bane composition. He has to be trading worse, right? He's gonna mine so much money from his opponent's side of the map, but he will start to run eventually out of money as well. But Percival, like, this is kind of one of his own lost mining bases right now. Then we do have one over here. Those are the 2 very healthy ones. I think you need to make like a turret cluster around this one. And you have a medevac here dropping into the main base. That's gonna get shut down very easily though. Oh, and then he snipes the last corruptor. Now we will finally scout this base with his own base here. In the north, it's like, oh wait, there's creep over here. Oh, I guess you already have that, huh? Planetary needs to get repaired. Banelings coming in though. No way for the SCVs here. And both bases do get taken out here. So this command center can now move back and retake this area. Serral is just taking his time. He's not actively trying to push the issue too much. But we do see Percival is not a slouch. He's actually producing the correct army to try and deal with this. And so far it's looking okay. He's not looking good, but he's looking okay. He's still stable. He doesn't really lose the game right here, right now. As I said though, Serral is pushing in, but that's a good ghost defense so far here. And remember, these shrouds also should work for the ghosts. Yeah, you have that as a buff there. They also work for the Terran units if you are standing below those. Oh man, even the depots are lowered. And finally Percival will get a kill on a hatchery here. Will he actually get it though? Serral with the last second save potentially here. 3-3 still not done for Percival. That's actually 21 minutes. I think he forgot that for a very long time. Man, the burning ultralisks look so cool. Hatchery's gonna fall here. The ghosts are shooting down a hatchery in the north. It's kind of funny looking. And it's gonna be difficult to push through these siege units down there. It's a nice setup by Percival, but he did kill this base. It is a very healthy and very important base. He also killed the base in the north, so that's a lot of income going down here for Serral, even though he did go back to mine this now. He's kind of starting to run dry on the other ones, and that's a really good push from Percival. If he can do that like 3 more times, I think he has a very good shot at actually getting a 50% to win the game. But that's a lot of ifs and whatnot, ifs and stuff like that, so not sure if you really can make that happen. We're talking about Serral anyways, one of the most decisive players in the game and one of the most skilled at judging any fights here. Nice angle there on the ghosts. They're trying to run for cover, but there's nothing really protecting them. No buildings to hide behind, and there wasn't really too many snipes being used for the ghosts that did die. GG's called. Serral does take map number 2 here against Percival. Serral. Map number 3 at Eternity's Edge. It's another one-on-one map with the, what was it called? Not mirrored. Symmetric, not rotational symmetric. I can't remember this one. Just a 5, of course. Serral up 2-0 right now. And let's see, map number 3. In the top left, we do have the GOAT himself. Man from Finland, Serral. In the bottom right, we do have Percival. What's this symmetry called? I can't remember it. I like this specifically part, like symmetry. My chat did tell me last stream, but I just can't remember it. Command center first. And pool into hatchery. Let's see if Serral can make something happen with this. And there's gonna be that barracks. Are we gonna see a double barracks? And just high marine production? Gonna go into gas for now. In Wings of Liberty there used to be these crazy builds where you go like no gas into 5 barracks. You would just make normal barracks timings barracks and then just make 5 of them and just push with mass marine. That's a long time ago. And I don't think that was ever used in a pro game. It used to be the 3 racks timings. Two racks or 3 racks. Now he sees the command center first, and this could trigger a reaction. So he's gonna go for speed, I think. There we go. Perfect. Perfect timing here for Serral on that one. And 2 links are gonna scout the entry here. We do see the tech lab is not exposed, but it's attackable. So, if Serral ever wanted to make a Baneling bust happen, I guess he's not going to do it in this game because he's making a 3-minute layer on 2 bases, but this could be one of the games because this is exposed. If you want to round this over with Banes, hey, be my guest, yes. It is doable and it would be able to grant you a W on this game. This is gonna be a different one though. We do see a Roach Warren come up here. It's gonna make a fast lair, so I wonder if he wants to throw down a Nidus for this one, or if he just wants to have a fast Roach speed. It is interesting to see the lair with this though, because I feel like if you just want to make a Roach Warren and push aggressively with Roach Ravager, you don't need the lair, right? So what is the lair for? Is he gonna throw down the taxi, the lynx, sorry, the hydra, the queens in the frickin' overlord? That could be one thing. It's gonna get 2 more geysers actually. Not only drones so far. Now he finishes up the Roach Warren. He still only has 2 bases and there's no scout from Percival. He has no idea what's going on. There's a complete lack of vision. He's making a 3rd command center right now. Pumping out of his 3 barracks. I think we're gonna see a speed roach attack Potentially even some queens being dropped, which wouldn't be necessary, just because there is no anti-air, like there is no necessity for anti-air since there is no starport. There's your third base here from Serral. And he will start that roach production. He's actually gonna make an Evo chamber. It's very interesting how late that third base is. Double engineering bay here from Percival. Okay, Percival is gonna have a tough time. He doesn't have a full wall. He doesn't have a bunker. He doesn't have any marauders. Even though he has a double tech lab, he could transition into a lot of marauders if he would just scout this. And Serral sees everything. He goes through the base like a knife through warm butter. And he's gonna scout everything except the third base. But he even sees the double engineering base. You kinda can assume, oh yeah, you have a third base somewhere. It's fine, I just didn't catch it. There's gonna be that starport. Serral's attack might not hit before the starport. Honestly, this is looking kind of rough right now. Let's see what Percival can do across the map. He's gonna see these roaches now, roach speed, so he can't really get away here with these marines. Can he trade well enough though? Oh, actually he's running, he's off creep. Maybe he can make something happen here. Serral is starting to reinforce this, but he's actually transitioning into drones already. More and more roaches getting across the map. The wall was completed at this point. The Marines are having a rough time here right now. Man. He's having such a rough time. He's actually just losing Marines. No support for those young boys yet. And the starport finally did get swapped over, but Percival might just die to this. He's gonna lose so much free supply, so he wasn't... I guess they did start, but it is contaminated. So he's not gonna be able to get any medevacs anytime soon. And yeah, great contaminate here by Serral. That might just give him a win here if he can push through this army. Not any sustain for that. 1-1 is about to finish though, but +1 carapace as well here. If there's no units left though for the 1-1 to count, what do you make it for? And Serral is going to take the W here. He's going to take the series 3-0 and qualify for RSL. Congratulations to the Finnish guy.